Greetings and salutations, YouTube. We're back here doing some more nerd reporting, and this one has slid across the news desk of technology. And you would not believe, but angry customers can spell doom for companies' dominance. That's going to be the name of this video that I'm going to be doing. But for the most part, please hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and then also stay for the story. So why do I say angry customers? So Verizon is angering their customer base, which you can try to read into what Verizon's been doing. Maybe they're not as much of a shaky boat, but the cracks in the hull of the boat is starting to show more and more. And I feel like it's going to start showing even more because of the built-up competition that's starting to show. Verizon is going head up against a younger, meaner, more agile T-Mobile, where if they only had to go against AT&T, there was nowhere for the customer base to really go to, so you can kind of get away with certain sentiments. And I feel like Verizon has decided that, hey, they want to kind of just go ahead and just get to where they want to be at with their customer service side, and then go, hey, now we're here, this is what you got to put up with. Ham spam, thank you, ma'am. But in today's climate, when your customer base is not used to dealing with AI computers and everything's being automated, it really diminishes your brand when simple things can't get taken care of. So why do I bring up this article? Because angry consumers are showing. So right here, Verizon angered consumers with new tactics to boost loyalty. So the loyalty side, I think that largely customers stay loyal to brands a lot longer than they should. And you're supposed to kind of tiptoe around the waters to find whether or not if somebody is, or if a company is being good for your end-all be-all goal. But in the wireless industry, a lot of people will stick with a company and they'll stay with them for a good long while, and there's not going to be much movement per se unless somebody comes in and gives you like the best deal of a lifetime, like a lot of the cable companies are doing, which is you bundling your cable with your phone, with your different, your baby monitor. It depends on what it is that you really cherish the most. But the problem is right now, companies like Verizon is desperately trying to downsize their overall footprint when it comes to the customer service side. And you can see this across the board with all companies. Walk into your local grocery store. Now there's more self-checkouts. Well, call your bank, or call like some company outside of Verizon or whatever, and you'll get this long wait of like, well, hey, tell us what you want to, what is your reason for your calling? And you go, my bill. And they go, I can help you with the majority of your things. It's a long slew of AI generated responses trying to not get you to a human being. And people don't like that. And the fact that Verizon, even AT&T, I've had bad customer service with AT&T too, where they instead of giving you exactly who you want, they shuffle you around. And part of the issue comes from that they need to start downsizing because T-Mobile doesn't start off with those problems. A lot of their clientele base is more technology savvy. That's one of the reasons why they can do a T-Life app and put everything into the app. And then, you robust that with a good customer service base, you have a balance of both. But when your customer base is more aged, yes, I'm trying to be nice about ageism, but when your customers are more aged, their tolerance for waiting around and pattering their feet and putting them off and, oh, let me get your phone number so just in case we might disconnect, and all of a sudden you disconnect me because I'm on the phone for 20 minutes and you don't want your stats to look bad. These are the problems with today's customer service, and Verizon, I feel like, is barreling more into the bad and the worst side of customer service than trying to shy away from it. And adding AI on top of it does not shield you away from the bad. And if anything, they're plowing directly towards it in a very fast way. Case in point, what is it? The Verizon Consumer Group CEO, I don't know how to pronounce the man's name, but for the most part, he was saying that he was getting a whole bunch of emails of late. Hey, talking about whether or not, hey, look, cut the customer service is kind of not really there, and people are emailing him trying to get him to change course. But the problem is companies don't listen. They don't listen to the customers themselves. They look at the bottom line of, we need to be agile, we need to be quick with it, we need to be fast because our competition's fast. But also your competition is a lot older, and you have to conduct yourself way differently. So I think that Verizon is on a downward trajectory when it comes to being very nimble. The ability for you to be quick and rapid response is starting to wane because your base of people, your solid base of people, want someone to talk to. But as we have seen, companies don't want to put somebody in front of you to want to talk to. So one of the biggest things, like right now, Verizon customers raise red flag about a major problem. And these red flags should get seen and taken care of, but it's not being watched. It's not, nobody is paying attention to it. But Verizon is still trying to push forward with AI customer service, and it's becoming harder and harder to speak to a human being. Now, where I'm not sure at what point somebody says that they need to really talk to a human being. I know that banks today don't really have, tellers, drive-through tellers anymore. You can do a lot of the stuff through the ATM at the bank, which is perfectly fine as long as I can do my transactions like I normally do, and then I don't have to have any worries or problems. But today's bills are way more complicated. Somebody at the store might have slid in a charge that really shouldn't have been there. It could be a whole slew of different little things that causes problems, and you need to talk to somebody that is going to be more than just like a robot talking to you. And I think that doubling down on this problem is not going to help. Verizon simply does not, customer service does not exist. And that's what these customers are saying to this CEO. But I feel like this is the direction that Verizon wants to head in. And in doing so, you're going to tarnish your squeaky clean persona. You're already having it hard on one end, trying to say that, hey, you have the better network. But now when the customers start really showing their fangs and bringing down the other side of your prestigious demeanor, what's going to start happening? It comes back around to how much does Verizon, the company, view their customers? And that's kind of how I look at it right now. I'm gonna leave this video, this in the description below. But do you think that Verizon has a customer problem? That I feel like the customer problem is going to interfere directly with their ability to keep that prestigious look. You know, it's already kind of bad that they are not really seen as the number one carrier in America right now. Now, granted, depending on which publications you watch or follow, Verizon's always number one. But that persona is being knocked down at the same time your competition is gaining more customers at a faster clip. So do you anger your base at the same time trying to keep up with your competition? Or do you go ahead and piss them all off just so you can be as nimble as possible? These are the problems that I don't know how Verizon's going to actually juggle this. It's going to be a whole slew of different little things they're going to have to do to turn the ship. I don't think changing CEOs and getting rid of Hans and putting a new gentleman in place is going to make Verizon's problems that they've already stirred up 100% go away. These are just one of the big issues that are going to stir in the whole pipeline of things. But let me know what you think. Do you think Verizon doesn't have an issue? You know, somebody's probably going to pop in the comments and say, Verizon doesn't have a problem. That's your opinion. I mean, other reports are saying otherwise. They have enjoyed a level of somewhat growth in the business side, but the consumer side is starting to take a hit. But I think that we're starting to see the fissure and the cracks open up more as the competition keeps rolling along. But thank y'all for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. And y'all have a very good one.